What up? It's your Incredible Man, and I'm back at it again. And this is Dun Machi Season 2, aka Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Season 2, Episode 4. Oh, the War Games. The War Games. Yes, man, this episode was absolutely fantastic. I loved every moment. There was nothing but perfection throughout this whole episode. The animation was on point. The score that was played when the fights was actually taking place. In every minute detail that took place inside these war games, man. I absolutely loved it. There was no disappointments at all in this episode for me, man. I loved every single moment. Okay, so let's start off, man. Okay, it picks up right after last week's episode, and everyone is sitting and waiting on Bell-kun. They're waiting for Bell to come, and when he gets there, man, they're like, all right, let's move out. And they make their way towards the castle to prepare for the war games. But before they leave, Hestia wishes Bell good luck and tells him to tell everyone else the same. And the chick from the pub tells him to, wishes him good luck. Wishes him good luck and gives him what is those things? A necklace. I couldn't think. And we now later learned at the end of the episode. Now, to me, that looked like a Hermes symbol inside the necklace. That it looked like a Hermes symbol, I think. But she gave him a necklace and wished him good luck. And the people on the wagon was like, well, we're rooting for you. And I don't know if anybody else caught this, but when everyone was placing their bets and everyone was betting on the Apollo family, we had that one dude that helped, well, that didn't help, but that Bell fought in season 1 when he was his group attacked Bell and them on the other floor, and they tried to attack Hestia. That dude betted on Bell. He bet 100,000 coins on Bell and Bell's familia, man. So that was a nice little callback that I think, I mean, I don't know if anybody else caught it, but I did, and it was absolutely fantastic that they let him bet on Bell, and he was like, you guys are going to be very surprised when you find out what happens. But then we pan off to the actual castle itself, and we have members of Apollo's family, which is the two girls that I was very interested in. They kind of piqued my interest because they were newer characters, and they were like, the one with the long black hair was like, we're gonna lose, like we're gonna lose, and it was like, if we let that in, we're gonna lose. Which, come to find out, was the dude that was a member of Apollo's family, Luno or something like that, and it was Lili the whole time, because I figured it was something about him when the chick on top of the rooftop was like, if we let that Trojan horse in, bad things are gonna happen. But it was Lili the whole time, and she saved them. Like, she let them in. Like, you guys, we gotta split up. You guys gotta go attack these guys because, like, it's best if we split up. It was so nice to have Lili do such a major role inside of this now that she's officially a member of Hestia and Bell's family. It was very, very nice to have Lili go around and do the little espionage thing. But then we get that happening, and the war game starting to take place, and we have Ryu-san from the pub as well, just going ham on the outside of the castle with magic swords. Now, they touched on something, but we didn't really get a whole backstory or nothing. It was just a nice touch that they added to the story, which I would love to know more about. But elves were pretty much destroyed. Their village and everything was destroyed by magic swords, and Ryu was using magic swords, and the elf that was in Apollo's family commented to her and was like, well, why are you using, you're an elf, why are you using magic swords that destroyed our village? So that was a nice thing. I want to know more about that. It was very briefly, and they only just touched upon it, but I really would like to know more about the elves village, and the magic swords, because that seems like a whole cool story in itself. But then we have, I now know her name. I called her chick last week, but now we know, hold on, I got it pulled up right here. We have Mikoto's son, the newest member of the familia, and she's just running through the castle going berserk, man, because she's like a samurai ninja-esque type, and she's just bopping through the tower and going crazy, and she jumps and goes off and just takes out a whole group of people using gravity magic. Which this episode was nice. They haven't done a lot of this in even in season 1 or in prior episodes in this season, but a lot of magic was used this episode. We had the magic swords, we had Mikoto's son using magic, and we had Wealth popping up using magic as well to destroy all of the wizards that Apollo family had to attack Bell when he came. Wealth was a beast too. Everybody showed up for this war game, man. Everybody showed up, and it was absolutely fantastic, and I loved it. Wealth came through, Mikoto came, Ryu's son came, Lili showed out, man. Everybody done their thing when it came to the war games, and Bell came and hit a huge fire boto from under the floor and took out everybody and left the dude and that beat up Bell in the very first episode to go at it one-on-one. And Bell was straight demolishing dude. Then we had that one chick that I liked her at first, but I know it was her family, so she was going to try to protect them. But let's be real. You were willing to sacrifice yourself to be blowed up to try to stop Bell. But Lili came through for the win, man. She came and she knocked the chick out of the way. I won't let you interfere with Bell-kun. And Bell he was blown up by the explosion, but then he kind of thought about what him and Ainz was talking about when he tried to lunge at her in an open attack, and he flipped the script on dude, man. And he came, that's still bright, and he came and he beat the brakes off dude, man. Like, he punched dude and it messed all of this up. All of this was like smushed in and everything, and it was absolutely fantastic, and I enjoyed it. And I think it was a great thing from episode 1 to episode 4 for Bell to get his revenge upon the dude. And we know that the Argonaut-kun is beast, man. And that was very nice. And then we have my favorite moment in the episode. I loved all of the other scenes, but my favorite moment was when they won and Hestia was like, Apollo. And she was like, yes, your family's going to disband and we're taking all of your land and you are kicked out of Oriano, or whatever it's called, the place where they're at. He's kicked out of there. She took all of his land and disbanded his family. So that was absolutely enjoyable, and I love that from Hestia. Like, she didn't want anything else, she just wanted that because they blew up their building and their home. So of course we're going to take yours. And we got a familia of 5 people living in this huge mansion, man. It was absolutely wonderful, and that's pretty much all that happened. But then we get to the ending of the episode and we see everyone collecting their dues for winning, for betting on Bell. And we have the chick that was with the other god that helped bail them out. And then we have Hestia making their emblem and featuring her name in Bell's logo for Bell. So it was very nice to wrap that up, man. And I absolutely love the war games. And I'm surprised that they done it in one episode. I'm not mad because it handled everything. And it was nice. It was done very well, and I enjoyed it. But it happened in one episode, and I'm not complaining. But this was Dan Machi, a.k.a. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, episode 4, discussion/review, the war games, and I absolutely loved it. Everything was pure perfection, man. This is your boy, The Incredible, man. Don't forget to smash that like button until you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe. But only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life. Peace out.